I get the question a lot, right? Like, what kind of bike should I get for my first bike? Probably not a super sport. I bought a brand new Honda CBR 600RR for my first bike. I cannot tell you how many times I stalled on that damn freeway. I was a literal train wreck. I think the biggest thing to consider as well is what's up, motivators? Welcome back. Today's vlog, I really wanted to share the story of my first time riding. I'm not sure if I've really ever talked about it before, but I actually saw somebody recently. I just saw a video, Moto Crispy or something like that. I gotta check it out. We'll link it up in the corner here. I'll have my editor do it. Oh yeah, that's me. I'll see if I don't know if I can link other people's videos. Anyway, whatever. Point being, it was hilarious. It was his first time ever riding. Bought actually a CF Moto. Freaking cracked me up. Literally brought me right back to my first time riding. And I thought maybe throw a couple of things your way if you're thinking about getting into riding, because that video was so hilarious. Literally, there's so many things you're terrified of the first time you go riding. You're just like, oh my god, what am I doing? I am gonna drop this bike. I don't know how to merge. I'm gonna chicken out. I'm gonna this, that, and the other, right? And it's honestly, it's pretty scary. It's really scary. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, blinker. Go to a motorcycle safety course, or like if you get the opportunity to like go ride dirt bikes or somewhere away from traffic and go just get comfortable with like using a hand clutch, throttle, shifting, all that kind of stuff before you jump out on the road, 100% do that. 100,000% do that. I bought a brand new Honda CBR 600RR for my first bike, had it delivered to the house, and I had ridden dirt bikes a number of times. I started when I was a teenager. I get the question a lot, right? Like, what kind of bike should I get for my first bike? Probably not a super sport. Obviously you can, especially if you have a little bit of experience, but realistically, don't necessarily do it. Something like this, like a 450 or like even a 650, that is something that's probably going to be a little bit better just for like starting out on, get a little bit more comfortable and that sort of a thing. I got my bike, it showed up at the house, and I was like, all right, sweet, like when am I gonna go ride this baby, right? And so my brother, he was a manager at the time at a store he worked at, and he had forgot his like work keys at home. It was probably about a half-hour ride away from where we lived, because I lived with my brother at the time. And ooh, squirrel. And so I was like, you know what, screw it, I'll bring him. Heck yeah, give me a reason to go ride, whatever. So geared up, got all my stuff on, and realized I was heading out at like peak traffic in San Diego. Oh my Lanta. I luckily got out into cross traffic safely, and then rode the highway for a while, just like super slow, scared as all hell. I hit the freeway and it's like dead stop traffic, or stop and go traffic. I cannot tell you how many times I stalled on that damn freeway. I was a literal train wreck by the time I got to my brother's work, and which is weird because especially like I have a background of wildland firefighting for years, and you know, a bunch of which I was flying in a helicopter. I love skydiving, you know, rock climbing, you name it, you know, like I was a adrenaline, you know, obviously naturally gravitated to motorcycles, right? Calmed down, hung out there for a little while, got my nerves, got my wits about me, and was just like, all right, you know what, we got to get back on this proverbial horse and get after it, because honestly, like, I'm never going to if I call it quits right now, like, there's no way. Traffic going the other way was not nearly as bad, and so much smoother ride. I hit this point where like the highway turns into the freeway, and there was nobody. I mean, there was like literally nobody. Yes, sir. I don't know what it was. Something just like my mind, and I'm not recommending this to anybody, but I was just like, nah, this bike is capable. I can do this. Like, we got this. And I just I hit 100 miles an hour, and there was something about it. I don't know why. It was, and it was wide open. There was nobody around or anything. But I needed to like do that and feel like we got this shit. Like, I see people riding bikes all over the place. I've wanted a bike my whole life. Like, we got this. I still you know, was obviously like nerve-wracked going out after that for a little bit, but you get used to it. Luckily for, I think Moto Crispy, something like that, didn't stall, which was sweet. This is a pretty easy bike to ride. For whatever reason, I had a hell of a time with my 600, and I ride a CVR 1000 RR now. Don't really need it. These things are they're like gateway drugs, you know. Just thought I would share that, because honestly, like, my first time riding was nerve-wracking, and the first time you do it, unless you just got big old cojones, man, it's gonna take you off guard a little bit. I think the biggest thing to consider as well is traffic. Realistically, like, it's one thing to ride a motorcycle, get comfortable somewhere on your own, whatever. It's a whole new ballpark when you're working with, well, all of these people, and you have no idea what's thanks, brother. You have no idea what anybody is gonna do. And, you know, just getting into riding, I mean, like, it's super dangerous, you know. Just obviously, like, you don't hear those stories all the time for no reason, right? And so the reality is, you could be the best rider in the world, and if somebody else isn't paying attention and pulls out right in front of you, there's nothing you can do about that. Well, you know, like, let's face it, a lot of motorcyclists get themselves into trouble as well. So, you know, it's not always someone else's fault. Anyhow, have an amazing day, night, wherever you are in the world, and just know I love you. Just know you're enough, and catch you on the next one. How does the CF Moto do at braking? Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. Pretty nice. I need to do a review on this thing.